We are live today, and we're gonna be talking. You're gonna have the Iran New Zealand matchup in the background, but we're gonna be talking about the World Cup so far. 15 games. We're on match 16, and out of those 15, 7 have ended in draws. Is there something we can take from that, or is it just a wave of how World Cups go? That's something we want to talk about, but I want to hear from you on this topic. Why do you think we've seen so many draws? Is it the time? Is it teams? Is it players being fatigued? Is it just great matchups one way or the other? Is it the reffing? Is it the hydration breaks? This is something I want to talk to and kind of reason out with everyone here to hear what your opinions are. I have a few, but I want to hear what you think on it. And again, while we'll be doing this, we will have the Iran New Zealand game happening in the background. So for those of you who are keeping track of that, we're certainly going to keep that up here on the screen for you in just a moment. But again, 15 games into this World Cup, 7 draws. What do you make of that? What do you as viewers make of it? Is it just something interesting? Is it just a fact? Or is it just at the end of the day, how the game goes, how the cookie crumbles, how the sport runs? And that's what we're here to talk about here. But again, we've had a very interesting day of games so far. We mentioned the draws. We've had 3 draws today thus far. We had a historic draw with Capo Verde drawing Spain, being nothing but defensive in terms of how they were able to get it done. A low block. Some may have called it just very defensive football. I called it. They did what they had to do, but also got some fortune with it as well. Ended with a 0-0 draw. We saw Egypt going up early in the 19th minute or 20th minute, but then Belgium coming back in the second half. Romelu Lukaku, 19 seconds after he enters the pitch, creates the tying goal. And then we got Saudi Arabia and Uruguay both coming. Saudi Arabia scoring in the 41st minute, and then Uruguay scoring in that second half to preserve the draw. And we've had 3 draws today thus far. But I want to hear what you think about this. Why do you think we are at this many draws? What's your thought process on it? Why do you think we have? And as we said, we're going to have the Iran New Zealand matchup happening here in the background. I already see John Patrick just into the chat telling us what he thinks. Hey, everyone, I was just thinking about this. It's been assumed that for years that the best football nations are in Europe or in South America. Could we suggest that other nations are just catching up? It's a possibility. Many people assumed it's a good thought process. Many people assume with a wider World Cup, a wider net of teams in the World Cup, we would have more discrepancies. And that's not to say that we haven't had score discrepancies. I mean, we had Curacao falling to Germany 7-1. We had Tunisia, who have been basically a World Cup staple coming from Africa, them falling to Sweden by the score of 3 or 5-1. My apologies. But could it just be that more teams are catching up? I think there's some truth to that. I think the levels have gone, but I think to me, you can also look at some of the factors leading into just the year that we've had. Like, I wonder for a question, how many players are actually, how many teams are fully healthy, right? And in doing so, how many players does that limit how expansive, how front forward you want to be as a team? As we're watching Iran try to break out here and create some opportunities. I think the level of football in the world has certainly increased. I think one fair point that has happened is once we've expanded the World Cup, you've given players more options. And so, in giving those players more options, you are creating almost a talent spreading, right? And I think that is definitely something to keep in mind with improving teams. The more that teams can tap into a diaspora while also developing in house, that gives you the opportunity to take strides a little bit faster, right? So if a team can find players, like we've seen, for instance, a team like Curacao, all but one of their players come from their diaspora, come from international leagues. As we're seeing Iran moving the ball, trying to get in, but easily dealt with by New Zealand. You see a team like Morocco who have leaned in heavily to recruitment of dual nationals and finding players everywhere that can fit into their system. That certainly helps raise the level. And then that also puts it in. I do think also with that point, I think when the levels are very much defined and we know there's a superior versus an inferior, teams have a choice, right? We look at the two C nations, right? I say two C nations because they're two countries that begin with C. Curacao and Cape Verde are very interesting in how they approach their games, right? We had Capo Verde who chose to be more defensive, sit back, defend, but all it they got some luck. They hit the bar. Um, Spain did, but in choosing to be fully defensive, they limited or tried to do their best to limit the chance to clog the middle. They invited a team that didn't necessarily have an out-and-out striker in Spain, a team that would rather play rather full full flowing football. When you force them to be into beating a low block, that certainly does limit how they want to play. And though they created chances, it certainly does limit what they can do. I'm going to get into this because I'm seeing some action coming through with New Zealand. Billy Bell, they got the ball to the middle, back to the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper's looking, surveying. Goalkeeper surveying. Goes direct down the middle. Chris Wood holding up, looking, turning, lays the ball off. Ball played in, ball to Singh, chipped over the Wood, overthrew, and as John Patrick says, New Zealand opens the scoring in the 7th minute. New Zealand certainly trying to get their first ever win at the World Cup. But that's how you see New Zealand score. Direct, hold up, linked up, bounce. Yeah, no, I'm a little bit behind with my mind delayed a little bit, so it's no problem. Fun story. What I do is once I see it, I go right back because I'm about now I'm like 50 seconds behind. I'm about a minute behind. I'm about a minute behind. But yeah, Chris Wood certainly doing his he is doing his work as a hold up man, and my goodness, what a start to that game. And now New Zealand gets to do what they want to do, which is just sit back, defend, and create counter opportunities. 1-0. The Motherwell man, Elijah Just. Yes, 1-0 is the score. That means I got to update my tracker, which hadn't been updated still. But 1-0 as the score drops. What I mean, Chris Wood, you couldn't ask for a better hold up nine in the world. But New Zealand now looking to try to put a little bit of pressure. But it feels like Iran is will be the team that will try to be a little bit more. And now we might have another interesting theme all the with most of it. I'd say maybe six. I wonder if we get another version of this game where it's just one side dominant in the ball and then the other side looking for answers and holding out for it. No, I haven't talked to him about the draw. I had to step out right after the game, but I'm sure he's fine. He'll he'll find the positives and negatives in that game. But yeah, when he's here, I'm sure we will talk about it at some point. I am sure. But so for you, the question I have is, what do you make of all the draws in this World Cup so far? And if you're watching again, let me know what are you making of all these draws in the World Cup? What team for you is your theory? My theory very simply is I think we have a lot of teams that aren't at full fitness. It's not the fullest theory, but I think it's the first step that plays into it. It's the first step that plays into it for sure as we have New Zealand building out. Alrighty. Let's reload this. Oof. That's not good. Sneezing. But with New Zealand up, it does kind of feel like this game is going to go like a lot of the other games that we've had and then draws. We have one side. Well, I mean, which leads to another point because we've seen a lot of teams just not critical. Right? Canada versus Boston. You could argue Canada was a better side, but could not find play. Not even the back of the net. They couldn't find the net. We saw Switzerland versus Qatar. In that game, there was a lot of players and a lot of good saves coming up. The thing tries to chip and it goes wide. Right in our graphic of the video, there's all the draws that come in. I think all of them have interesting stories. But what's the overall thing? I think the closest game we had in terms of a draw that ended somewhat well was the Japan Netherlands matchup, where the first half was very much one-sided, dominated by the Netherlands, but no score. But in the second half, a little bit more even of a game that ends 2-2 a draw with what roughly with 3 goals in a 15-minute span. I mean, that's the story of that match. Qatari already mentioned again, Switzerland with just out with overwhelming possession and shots, but phased by the goalkeeper made through and then defending well. Even a game that doesn't end in a draw, you have a side like Ecuador versus Cote d'Ivoire, where You had two sides who really couldn't finish, whether it was Cote d'Ivoire's chances being blocked or Ecuador just not unable to find the frame of the net. It became a struggle in the Egypt versus Belgium matchup. Egypt couldn't find a frame after their goal, and Belgium had a lot of blocked opportunities coming, turning me into all the different stories. Morocco versus Brazil. I think that was a more interesting tale because though the full game, that one was probably one of our more even draws. But even if you look at the stats of it, just how the game flowed, you could see for stretches Morocco definitely will be more. Morocco were the better team in the first half. Once you get to the second half, it felt like Brazil was figuring out, but just couldn't break through and get the chances and score. Right. Saudi Arabia, Uruguay, same thing. That game's second half was nothing but Uruguay pressure after pressure until eventually they get the equalizer after Saudi Arabia goes up in the 41st. Right? You could look at the games and something that I'm noticing. We're seeing a lot of games of field tilt dominance, while at the same time having just poor finish. And I think that to me is as much of a story of just not only the strategies that teams are playing, but also just the inevitability of the teams not playing out what can contribute to that. I think you have teams who don't have the same record they had before. You have a European season that is not dragged on, but has extended so far out. You're also looking at players, and we mentioned this earlier when we were watching them, especially any European-based player, right? Think of all the players. Like I'll use PSG because PSG is a good example. Paris Saint Germain. They've won the Champions League two for 2 years running. So last year, not this past season, last year they won the Champions League, then had to run an entire year. Then have to run an entire summer for the Club World Cup. Then on top of that, come back, play another full season with, you know, domestic cups, European cups, all that, plus qualifying. And then we reach the Champions League, and then players playing in France, those PSG players now are here for the World Cup. France plays their first game tomorrow. We see Hakimi play for them. We'll see Portugal play a little bit later. It's been a very long season. There's a lot of fatigue, no doubt. I think that's definitely could be a factor. But I wonder what you guys think. Did any of that seem like good reason? The levels just aren't there. The sharpness. One point we brought up earlier as well is could the early start, like we made this comparison before. This is similar to 2002. We had a long season, and then teams went to the other side of the world. So the start times are a little bit off. You have teams that are maybe take a little bit of time to get into get a, take a little bit of time to get into the groove of this World Cup, right? Getting not only time zones but also other things. It makes you wonder how many of these things is it one or two? Is it a couple or a few? What leads to this? We're having a big conversation over whether or not this bump in the box is to be looked at in the shoulder. And again, in this now, the Iranian player who's down. We also have a reminder that if you are down, you may have to leave the pitch for a minute or two. And so this player will have to go off the pitch before he's being ready to come back on. So you'll have an Iranian side who will be playing down a player for a period of time. We'll certainly see how it goes. As it seems like New Zealand are searching for their second before they try to sit back and defend this game. Another save you're coming from them. The Iranians. Hey, Mogul is back. Let's see if New Zealand or any of them can do anything here. Let's see what we have going on here. Yeah, you really keep it just letting them drop you. That's a wee bit. I'm very much curious to see how this game because again, two sides rather sit back. Let's see what they can create. Right now on the build up. Yep, it's flowing. Sure. Now it feels more like the game that early goal for New Zealand only allows them to sit back, play, counter, defending, counter, low blocking, counter, link up, boom, ball. I think we can expect a bit of a mundane. I think as an overall team, I think Iran is a better side. But then Chris Wood and Singh for New Zealand, I think, are two good players to keep an eye on. Not to mention Elijah Judge scored for them. I think those three in a counter transition moments will be good. So I think this we might figure it would turn into, but this is ideal for New Zealand. Brattleby. So it'll be we might just end up having another similar game that we had earlier, where it's just New Zealand defending, holding out the lead as long as they can, and Iran trying to break through and get an opportunity to come through and get an equalizer, if not more. I think, yeah, it's gonna feel like a pitch tilted game where Iran is trying to work the ball into either the middle or down the flanks to create the opportunity. That's what it feels like. It feels like it's gonna be that type of a game. Woods' hold up play is definitely going to be instrumental just to relieve some pressure for New Zealand if they get themselves caught up in a defense primarily strategy game, which is something that they are accustomed of doing. And what it creates is just you have a side that wants to, not to say rush pull off the post you had Iran. So again, they're knocking. They're certainly knocking. I think this is when you play New Zealand, it becomes a faster game just because you don't want them to set up in the low block. So You almost want to invite Iran with some pressure. Yep, for sure. I think if you're Iran, you almost want to absorb a little bit of pressure, but then if you can get a turnover and then push, then you have to play in that transition because once they're set up, it becomes very difficult to break down a little, especially if you that have played very much exclusively low blocking out with Chris Wood sitting in the line, just leading the line. So I think if you're on, absorb a bit of pressure, but then once you get the ball, it has to be quick transition. I think that's what really helped when Haiti beat them 4-1 in the friendly. They played a lot in that transition and were able to find some opportunities. But what New Zealand is doing here in terms of just taking a little bit of air out of the ball, stretching the pitch, making Iran have to play a full, all every blade of grass in this pitch will certainly help them, disorganize Iran a bit because they too want to be defensively sound in terms of their buildup. But we'll see what they're able to do for sure. But yep, Iran sent their warning shot, though the first announcement in this game was New Zealand scoring early in that seventh minute. No score yet. I'm sorry, score. How am I missing this? New Zealand won, Iran 0 in a game where New Zealand got the early goal and now they're able to play and just you've seen the hold up ability of Chris Wood on the red balls and his presence really causing a lot here for New Zealand to deal with Iran to deal with. Now in SoFi Stadium and the close stadium, we have a hydration break. Most certainly. I'm going to be back because I also need a hydration break, and I'll be back in a flash. Hello, good sir. Yeah, Moose will join us here before his day of reckoning coming tomorrow. I know he'll be here in a minute. But again, for Musa, the question for you, as we have in the title, we're trying to draw a conclusion. Yes, sir. Perfect, perfect. We're
How's
trying
it
to draw a
going?
conclusion for all these World Cup draws that are here in so far. We've had 15 games. 7 have ended either 0-0, 1-1, or 2-2. And we're trying to just
Mm,
reason together why you think that is, right? We've all brought in different ideas. John thinks that because the levels are, we're all reaching a similar on par level of football worldwide. I've brought up everything from long seasons, fatigued teams, fatigued players, players moving into a different time zone, all different
Mhm.
things. Finishing boots missing. For you, as we're watching again, New Zealand up 1-0. I think this is ideal for them helping them play this game. What do you think is your theory as to why we're seeing so many draws?
Well, I think there's two part of that. The first one is the one that you mentioned when it comes to all of those players coming off season and the so-called big teams are kind of managing the load of their players. So I think maybe that's why you saw the for Spain, Lamine Yamal and all of that not coming up soon early enough during the games. And I think the other part is just we happen to see some of the newer team that are not necessarily targeting to win games. So the strategy when it's David and Goliath um, games is that the smaller teams will kind of hold and try to survive and take those 1, 2, 3 opportunities. And what happened is the smaller teams have been able to either hold the so-called big teams, or the whole Netherlands, Japan is that for a lot of us that have seen how Japan plays, right? They are not a team that you should underestimate from the start. And they went toe to toe with Netherlands, clearly what we saw. So I think it's two of those things. Is one is the teams are trying to figure themselves out, and then there's the other one that park the bus, put a wall, and hope for the best. And so far, we've had a little bit of both, but so far we've had blown ups, we've had ties, we've had a few surprises. Um, the World Cup has started.
Indeed. We've definitely seen interesting results. We've seen surprising results. I don't think any of us had Cape Verde drawing a Spain on any bingo card.
Nope. Someone's rich.
And I
If
mean, that, yeah, like there's so many factors that could go into it. But again, I just keep on wondering about, and Nee, who's been here on one of our recaps or just one of our 9 o'clock streams, brought up the point of just it's 2000. Think how similar this is to 2002, right? Long European season. I think if you factor in the fact that I used PSG a little bit earlier,
Mhm.
PSG players went Champions League, Club World Cup season, Champions League, and then World Cup. Not to mention all those players who also have to do World Cup qualifying, the African players who have to do AFCON.
and then they
You're
have
either
all
in
the small
super
tournaments
Most
on
players are
top of that
either
too.
in super fitness or they are right on the edge of you're that car at 120,000 miles on it,
Right.
and the radiator is about to go, right? Like the fuel gasket is just ready to go.
Yeah, and some of them had to play also Coupe de France and all of those small tournaments that all in between. So
Mhm.
that
You're
tells
seeing
you
me
all.
cheering because Iran have broken the deadlock, broken the lead. We're back to a draw. We're gonna get our draw, baby. We're getting our draw.
I'm cheering a little bit for them because they've been also dealt a very bad hand on
Mhm.
how they have to travel, which it's not ideal. Even though we've complained about all the traveling required, we just added
Yeah.
an extra. I guess say we, but
Oh, they're called so it. Yeah. Are they? I am what?
oh,
It's funny watching players score, and you're just like you're not reacting as much as I think you are. Is this offsides?
right,
Is there an offsides? I'm not ready for this. Is there an offsides?
and nothing yet.
Nothing yet.
Yeah, you know what? If it takes you more than 5 seconds or 1 or
To
2
raise your
looks,
flag. Like
And
at that point, make a call, boys. He continues his run. Oh, yeah, he continues his run from the pass, and we're on.
so is it
Yeah,
still
so
1-1?
1-1 is the score. We've updated everything here.
Yeah.
And for the sake of talking points, draws are back on the menu, boys.
I think Fox just completely logged me off my stream.
Well, I am streaming beIN right now, and let me tell you, some Arabic while I'm watching Iran just feels right. You know, it just feels right.
You're in the mood.
It's the appropriate amount of frisky for this night. You know, it's the appropriate amount.
Well, at least you won't be getting any bad information because you might not know what they gave you.
That's true. I don't know misinformation, but I know Mr. Right. So the score going here makes it very interesting for New Zealand because New Zealand, I feel like New Zealand can play expansive if they want to, but they would rather just sit back and defend. But this becomes a very interesting aspect of, do they now take this game and make it an up and down affair? Because they have the players who can do it. Like you got Singh, you have a target 9 in Chris Wood, who, I mean, when the ball gets to him, it sticks. I would say for them, the best move at this game, which is kind of what they're doing right now, take a little air out of this game, right? Knock it around, then start to build up a little bit. Because if they try to go direct too quickly, I think this plays to what Iran wants to do. Not that Iran wants this to be an up and down, back and forth game, but anything that keeps New Zealand out of their shape defensively, I think will certainly help them moving in. And so if you're New Zealand, they definitely want to take a little air out of this game. If you're Iran, keep the pace going. Keep it going.
Yeah, and you're playing against some angry folks.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely.
Oh, I am back. Well, looks like there's a pretty good turnout too.
It's a decent one for this is in Mexico, correct?
No, I thought that's in LA, isn't it?
No, this is SoFi. Why am I saying this? This was SoFi, yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like the lower bowl looks pretty full.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of green, so I was like, "Oh, is this a Mexico game too?" But I was like, "Oh, never mind. No, this is. I mean, this is little Mexico. This is California. We love it there.
There should be a pretty good Iranian contingency there.
In California, yes. I wonder how they're able to, if anyone was trying to get to this game, you know. Like we know a lot of Bosnians made it to Toronto for their game against Canada. I wonder how many Iranian Americans or Canadians made their way through.
With the right passport, yeah.
Everything's with the right passport these days.
Well, I was amazed that I knew some Bosnian that actually were in St. Louis for that game and then followed them to Canada. So,
you don't miss that. Of course not.
A good friend of mine did, yes.
Do not feed the possum. It's not a pet. I agree, Kimmez. I agree. But no, I think this definitely builds into a spot where I think for New Zealand, you want to slow play this game, but you don't want to sit fully back here. So the score is 1-1, New Zealand and Iran. New Zealand striking first, but Iran able to swing back. Thank you guys for joining us here on our every night, 9 p.m. Eastern time stream. Well, we talked about the games that were. And tonight, the question as we're watching this game here is, why do you think we've seen so many draws so far? Right? We've had 15 games. 7 have ended in a draw. 1-2-2 draw, a couple 1-1 draws, and then a few 0-0 draws. Why do you think that is? We want to know your thoughts on why do you think we've had these draws. We've given our different reasons, but assume that we haven't given a single reason. Let us know in the comments here. Why do you think we've seen so many draws this early in this World Cup? Right? Is it just the time frame? Is it players tired? Are players not healthy? Give us whatever reason you think it is. Is it just the level is getting better? Are teams playing negative football just to secure points? Is it the size of the tournament? Can having 48 teams, meaning you don't need to finish top 3, means, listen, a 0-0 draw or a 1-0 loss isn't terrible because goal difference matters. There could be a myriad of reasons, but we want to know what you think. So let us know in the comments as you stop by here. And again, touch the like button. I know Moose is streaming on his channel as well. So that's the question for you guys as well. Let us know what you think. And, while you're doing that, touch that subscribe button. I'm here every night at 9. Notifications on. Moose is going to have his day of reckoning tomorrow as as diaspora meets home on the pitch. Yeah. I'm sorry. I should try to give this like a 90s sports voice. It's France, Senegal tonight on Fox.
Nice. Look at
it
you.
It really will be. These are the things we do. But yeah, we're interested to see what you think. Let us know, and we'll run from there as we're in the 40th minute.
Yeah, that's not a good look. That was a head-to-head, and he had the back side to receive it to the side.
Indeed. But definitely the Iranian fans in the crowds are giving this team some life. It
looks like that goal was awfully sloppy too.
Yeah,
I
gotta cover that better.
This is the joy of World Cup goals.
Yep. Now, just to confirm, if it's a head injury, does that team get an additional sub still?
If they come out, yes, they will they will add one more.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
It looks like he's fine. Looks like they are just playing at 10 for now. Getting all those fun tests.
Yep, you have the New Zealand fans celebrating, Iranian fans celebrating, and as our friends, said in the, I saw one content creator was just like, "Excuse me, cameraman, for Spain versus Cape Verde. If it's not Lamine Yamal or whatever his name is, I want to make sure my cousins are well in the fan. So please show us my cousins, my cousins Sheila and everyone." I was like, okay, I see what you're doing there. Well played, but I see what you're doing there.
It's a nice shout out. Okay. Well, I guess tomorrow will be some of the number 1 and I guess number 3 in the world that will be making their World Cup debut. So, right? I think that's Argentina is 3rd, right?
FIFA ranking, yes. Now, do you reference like the ELO rankings or things like that?
Yeah.
I like to look at it just because it's a little bit more what's the word I'm looking for? It gives me something else I can juxtapose the FIFA rankings with. So I can compare them to and be like, okay, FIFA, because FIFA is, again, it's weighted for continental tournaments and then matchups and things like that. But then just overall matchups, it's like, okay, that's very interesting.
Yeah, I would have wished that even if it was not a FIFA sanction, right, that will be also taking into consideration of who within your top, that list, who you play against will weight more than just because it's a FIFA sanction game.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean,
No, for sure.
if you're playing playoffs on top of those regular games, and those are FIFA sanctioned games, so
Mm-hmm.
are you telling them that you're giving them more points now because they had to play extra game?
Mm-hmm.
Then that takes the whole purpose of the merit of that placement, just because your European tournament win weighted more than a CAF or Asian Cup.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. Fair point. Now we got a free kick coming up here for New Zealand on the edge of the box. Probably about 23. Oh, a neon knee collision goes down. Yeah, it's tough. Let's see what New Zealand can do with this. All right.
Guess they're gonna try to play. Oh no, he went for himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, from that type of angle, I can see why you want to try to go directly on, but at the same time,
there was no power, no nothing.
Exactly.
Oh, 8-5 shots for New Zealand. Not too bad.
Yeah. Iran are definitely starting to, again, like we said earlier, I think for Iran, it's get the game moving so that you can get past a fully set and sitting back New Zealand. And in order for you to do that, they either have to move in transition. And transition comes in one of two ways: turning them over or soaking in enough pressure for it to become or going just direct over the top.
Ooh, 6 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Well, we had the injury. Well, yeah, we had the head knocks. Yeah, a couple. So 6 minutes feels about right. And then you factor in probably 3 minutes. Every half is going to have probably 4 minutes of additional time just due to hydration break. So,
Oh. It looks like Iran's defense is holding up pretty well, because it looks like New Zealand are not even trying to get into the box before taking shots.
but again, in the game with a team who wants to be defensively sound, how much do you want to command? Push players forward, right? If you commit one too many, your structure is done, especially in a transition space. Right. Other than because their goal is like a deflection bounce, they had more bodies in the box, and then just gets it just through. Pun intended.
It looks like they're trying a lot of through balls that are not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks like it's not a much rush.
Mm-hmm. If you look at like the actual numbers for this, it's probably going to show the type of game that we've had a lot in this World Cup, which is one side dominant in possession, the other side with goals.
It looks like 54-46 for New Zealand.
So that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all, actually.
And 6 shots against 9.
Mm-hmm.
Pass is kind of weak, though, because New Zealand only had 213 and Iran has 175.
Okay.
Which is, I guess, kind of low.
And surprisingly, no yellows yet.
Nice. At least it shows that they're disciplined.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a long throw, and that's pretty much a corner.
Yeah.
Oh, if that header would have gone more towards the far right.
Yep. That
Nice.
5-second. Oh, I mean, it's a good idea on the header. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a very good idea, but it's just then you got to execute that a little bit better.
Yeah, and that's just a header to go in the box, not try to take a shot, because that's where you're waiting for the rebound.
But I think with the rush, they're trying to catch him a little bit off guard, short corner, which, again, you can appreciate the cleverness, but at the end of the day, you need it to be a little bit more direct.
Looks like they let him play.
Yeah. It looks like they are letting them play for sure. You know what? That's a very good question. Yes. John, yeah, that's a very good question. Let's throw this up here because I think they would have because they typically do. So, would you say either of these teams would? The pressure is finally waning. Any of these two teams are qualified for the World Cup if it was still 32 teams. Iran would have. They are perennial right now. Qualifiers. No.
Oh, you called it offside. They're gonna check VAR first.
Okay, VAR, come in. Okay, we may have a goal, we may not.
Oh yeah, he's out. He's off.
Definitely off.
It looks like it.
Is there a touch? Because remember the Isaac, one of the Sweden goals, got the VAR last night, but then
let's see if it. Yep, that was a quick one.
Yeah, he's off. Yeah, you could see him drifting. Man. Come on, he's drifting.
If they will qualify, yeah, Iran usually does.
Iran usually qualifies, and New Zealand were perennially he's clear. He's clearly off, like by a body length, right? A couple of me's, like all 5, whatever I am, who knows? But yes, I think New Zealand have been typically a what do we call it? They're typically a intercontinental playoff team. So they usually always, because they would make it through Oceanic, and within there, that's where they would go and play through. And I'll actually throw it up. But then Iran have made the last few World Cups qualifying outright. They are a top Asian side for sure. I think it opened it up for Asian sides are like giving. I was gonna say Uzbekistan. I think benefited from having an open field, but if you've watched what Uzbekistan has done at the youth level and how they've been slowly getting more players, them knocking on the door of the World Cup, if not making it, isn't a surprise, right?
For sure. Because I think that question is more like for the other like European and African countries that usually battle for the number of placement, especially that I think Europe lost a one couple. So I think
true, yeah. Let me actually, because when we go from that to the you see, we're gonna pull this up here. No, so I look up World Cup and I get halftime show. I don't want the World Cup halftime show.
Well, I'm watching a Zlatan commercial. He's been all over the place.
Hey, BN is giving me that Arabic coverage.
Hey,
okay, it's been lovely.
You get different commercials, you know.
Listen, yeah, I'm all about the coverage. Okay, but let's pull up the playoff because you have to remember the IC playoff is and Oceanic only getting one spot is a major reason why Australia switched from Oceanic to being in Asia, because and even there sometimes they don't even make it straight, but they needed to give themselves an opportunity to make the pathway coming through, because typically you would have, because 2002 you had, our 2022 it was AFC OFC, it was CONCACAF OFC playoff and then AFC CONMEBOL playoff. And one of the big arguments there was like, well, CAF wasn't getting spots, but if you look at the CAF run, even a team like Capo Verde were close in terms of their qualification before. And like a team like DR Congo, like DRC makes it this year because of the playoff. Last year, and this is a whole conversation with how CAF, I always make fun of CAF because CAF can never decide what qualification system they want to use. They'll always alternate between a group winners and then specifically what they did last World Cup round, which is they did the 10 group winners played each other. So they were paired off into pairs. Then you had a home and away aggregate winners. And so with that, your top 10, the last 10 teams standing were Egypt, Senegal, who had just played each other in the CAF finals earlier that year, Cameroon, Algeria, and probably the wildest game you'll ever see, where Cameroon gets over Algeria with like 3 goals were discontinued, and then Cameroon scored at the death. Ghana drew Nigeria away, so they got the away goal and won. DR Congo were they were leading Morocco 1-0 at home, and then that game drew, and that went through. And then Tunisia was ahead of Mali in the first leg, and then that's what put them through. And so I think DRC making the World Cup isn't a surprise per se to me, because they were always knocking on that door. There's a reason why in Africa we always kind of jokingly call them the Spurs of Africa, because like they can never. It used to be Arsenal. It used to be Arsenal. They can never win, but now Arsenal won one thing. We can't do that. Are there any teams in the tournaments now that you feel are only in because it's 48? Yeah, because there's 48 teams. I know it's a very simple answer, but I think, yeah, if you look at, because the allocation, I'm doing this all in the background here, so let me actually get the right allocation here.
Yeah, I'd like to answer part of that question too. I think as well, if following the other conferences and continents that are playing, there's always been those few teams that's been like on the cusp of making it. It's just that it happened that there was 32 teams instead. So that they're starting to see that there was some that were so close, and sometimes it was 1 goal margin, or one day they had an off day and then they got beat. It was always that small margin. It was not like always the clear favorite to win it. And then they added all those new requirements, Nations Cup and all of that kind of helps you qualify. So I think it's just giving an opportunity to those that typically will just fall short, but not by far.
I think like there, and that's where it's a tough thing. I think you can definitely say yes. There are teams that wouldn't have made it in a smaller World Cup, but at the same time, the team, like, I would say if you look at every team specifically for their confederation, it's not like a team just. There wasn't really a team to me that just showed up and then just said, "Oh, they came out of nowhere because they're there." Most of the teams have always been knocking on the door, and so that's why for me I feel it's a little bit difficult to answer, to say like yes, because the correct answer is yes, but in the greater scheme of things, I'm not surprised of those teams, right? In CONCACAF, are you surprised that a Curacao makes this World Cup? Not really, based off of how they've been playing, right? Of the teams that were really digging into the Dutch diaspora. I would say Curacao were ahead of Suriname. Suriname were getting players, but I felt just in terms of playing in the region, I felt that they were ahead, and they had done enough already to show that they could play with the teams at their level. It also helped in CONCACAF that you didn't have to go through the US, Mexico, and Canada, right? Without those things, the pathway is easier because those three teams are taking spots, right? Is there a team I think in CONCACAF, if we're going to go by teams that were surprised by in CONCACAF, I think you'd be by name brand only. You'd say you're surprised Costa Rica doesn't make it. But if you're familiar with what Costa Rica is doing, Costa Rica have been in that transition, getting some of their younger players. They still have good players, but getting those younger players like their feet wet, letting them swim in the pool for the first time. And they found out some things about those players and other things about those players. So based off what their state was, it's not a surprise. But then you look and say it's Haiti came in over Costa Rica, and then you're like, oh, that's actually interesting, right? We almost had, if Suriname doesn't throw up again all over themselves in their final match day, they make the World Cup, but they lose a game, then that opens the door for, I think it would have been Panama to make it in their group. No, but I forget who the other team would have been. Suriname should have made it outright, but then they threw up and then they fell to Bolivia in the IC playoff. When you go to specifically, I'll go through all of them. We might go through. So we did CONCACAF. Curacao beat Jamaica in their group. Haiti over Costa Rica. You had Panama going. Cool. You go to Asia. I already mentioned Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan, if you've followed, again, youth tournaments aren't everything, right? They're a snapshot of a specific moment in time, but they don't necessarily guarantee the success. But when you start to see that success start to matriculate into bigger and more leagues, you say, okay, actually, yeah, Uzbekistan making it, I think they were going to start to push there, but the expanded field gave them the options to do it. Jordan, another side I felt that was really pushing well within that aspect. And then Iraq is a side that we've seen them have deep Asian Cup runs, right? Like we've seen Iraq have deep Asian Cup runs before. We've seen them have a deep Olympic run with a U23 side before. And so to see them make it on the IC playoff, not a big surprise because we've seen them push into that type of space before. Right, when we go to CAF, the African side, I'm going to throw this up here, right? Algeria making it, no surprise because they should have made it last time, right? They played the wildest game in their home rate. Cape Verde, they beat a very poor Cameroon side. So, are you going to say Cameroon were bad? Sure. Or they're not the Cameroon of old? Yes. But this Cape Verde side have also been performing well. They've made the quarterfinals in they made the quarterfinals at AFCON. They pushed Nigeria in World Cup qualifying and in AFCON qualifying in that previous tournament before. Now, again, we can say what we want to say about that side. That's fine. Egypt, perennially making it all the time. Ghana, I'm a little bit surprised at how Ghana made it through, to be honest. I thought for sure in their group, I thought Ghana was going to be playing in the playoff, to be straight up, right? No cap. I thought they would be playing in the playoff because I thought Mali was going to put it together, and Mali in their group, really, they fell apart because Comoros finished second in their group, not Mali. Mali finished third, and that was just like and then Ghana just found their form and just didn't lose. The only side here, like directly qualifying, because you had South Africa. In South Africa's group, you had Nigeria. They were supposed to follow, like Nigeria should have qualified there. Then either them or South Africa should have gone to the playoff. Nigeria they destroyed, like they tripped over themselves so much at the beginning that they cost them. The only side, to be honest, the only team that could have been a new side that no one would have seen coming was Tunisia's group, right? And I keep on going back to this because it's to me, it matters. we will not have erasure of Equatorial Guinea. Okay, so this is very important to keep in mind, right? Emilio Nsue has basically, like, he showed up to AFCON, last AFCON, not this one, the one in Cote d'Ivoire, and he's third division Spanish fullback, but when he gets after, he's apparently the greatest striker of all time. The man cannot be stopped. They played their first 2 games, and when they played them, right, if you look at this section here, the original results, Equatorial had beaten Namibia and then Liberia 1-0. So they had 6 points starting, but then they had to forfeit those matches because he was deemed ineligible. So they lost 6 points off the bat. And then I believe I forget what happened. And then they went on strike at the end as well. But those points there would have kept them far closer to Tunisia. And in doing so, they could have gone. Now, eventually he's then deemed as eligible, but they don't reverse the games. They don't reverse the results. Right? And this is off the heels of him being deemed ineligible for AFCON and then deemed eligible afterwards, and then they deemed him ineligible. So there was a lot of yo-yoing back and forth with that. That group, to me, yes, it's a young Tunisia side who were able to come through. I felt that Equatorial Guinea could have given that team a run, and even their final matchup, Tunisia won that game in the 92nd minutes, 1-0. I think that was our shot to see a team that no one really knew what to expect from in the group, and it would have been Tunisia falling to Equatorial Guinea. That would have been my first call. The other thing would have been this, because of the second place rule, because Eritrea, we have an Eritrea rule, and the Eritrea rule is if a team doesn't show up, which they withdrew and they threw off the results for everything, every group's last place team's results get eliminated. Because initially, what should have happened is you see Nigeria landing here, the top the second place teams, because what happened was in the second place run, for the CAF runner-up playoff spot, they would play 1, 4, 2, 3, and then the winner of that will go on. That was DR Congo when they went to World Cup. It was the top 4 second place teams. If they counted the third place or the last place results, Nigeria doesn't make it, which means you either have Burkina Faso making it, or even, I think, no, not me. Yeah, it would have just been that. I remember Burkina Faso making it over Nigeria, and then we would have had a different matchup moving through. So those would have been like the teams that could have surprised us coming through in this World Cup that we wouldn't have seen coming just based off the results. But due to what are we going to call it? Due to clerical issues, or due to proceedings that were ruled in a boardroom, lawyers were involved, I guess. Lawyers were involved. Again, we'll have to see how that goes, but that's where it ended there. But to that point, yeps. With that in mind, I like seeing like these teams in the tournaments then always knocking on the door, but can never get ahead of the big boys because it's fresh matches and possible upsets. I agree, John, because even that, the second that they expand the World Cup, you give players options. A player who, and yes, people are going to have thoughts one way or the other on it, whether you think you should be going after dual nationals or develop your own league. And I'm in so many spaces where this is a conversation every day. And for me, I say it this way. A career is finite. It's not as long as we think it is. Like my favorite player that I've seen play their entire career played in one World Cup and his team made 3 straight. Nothing is guaranteed, right? That's Michael Essien, arguably at one point the best box-to-box in the world. He played at Chelsea. I supported him. I'm a Wolves fan. Don't ask me about how I'm doing. I'm doing terrible.
I think for me, it's like the players, I think, are the one that's benefiting more than the country itself.
Yes.
And what you mentioned too, it's now a global. always has been a global sport, but
Mhm.
now it is even a bigger global sport. And the stories that typically we do not talk about, people changing or having multiple nationalities,
Mhm.
is just part the fabric of what this world is, right? Um, like there's a whole bunch of players that have switched before.
Mhm.
It's just that it was not as known or used more. And there's all those rules, right? If a certain player is at a certain age and play a 5 year plus in a certain country, they now become naturalized.
Mhm.
But guess what? So if they're not country tied, nothing is stopping them from picking a country.
Mhm.
You're born in one, but your mom is from this country, your dad is from this country. Guess what? You have 5 countries to pick from.
Right?
It is now part of the courseware. And that's why me hearing those conversations, right? They're always, says, oh, well, this is an all African team, or this is like,
Yeah.
tough it, because it's part of where there's no countries that says a person should look a certain way to be
Yeah.
from that country. Like
Mhm.
nowhere.
Mhm.
Like even there's the Japan goalkeeper. Would you think he's from? Where is he from? He has, I think his dad's Ghanaian.
His dad is Ghanaian,
His
American,
mom's Japanese, and he was born in
non-Japanese.
the U.S.
Yeah. And so
Right?
he had 3 options. A player
Yes,
like Italian
Suzuki.
Luca
Yeah,
Koleosho. Yeah,
yeah,
Zion Suzuki is him. Luca Koleosho could play for Italy, USA, Nigeria, or Canada.
yeah.
Right? He just played
There's
a couple like and,
yeah,
and it feels like he's picking Italy, and that's fine. Like let these players go. And I think I can appreciate how FIFA has added because we have to remember we lived in a space where people were predatorily capped. And it was just like
yeah.
now they can't go anywhere else. And then
They still do it in youth sports.
they still do it. And so at least they've given one lever for that, which is hey, if you've been capped less than 3 times under the age of 21, you can file a one-time switch. And at least that gives the player options, right? Because at the end of the day, like do what you're gonna do. We have this conversation. That clip is out there, right? Where at the end of the day, a player can choose. And
Hey,
as a federation, you have to decide too. You don't have to wait for them. You don't have to, or you could say, hey, there's a spot. But that's where I think the conversation always goes back to your federation, which is what can you do? In Africa, we say this, right? Morocco and Senegal could probably walk into any academy and say, hey, this is the program. This is the pathway. This is
I
where we
think at
see
this
you.
point they don't even have to say this is the pathway. It's
Just the
like this
flag.
is
Flag
this
is
is a
there. They're
resume.
like, you want
This
in?
is a resume now. And you saw the kid that they all talked about from Morocco that literally took care of Brazil by himself. He was the under 21 French national team captain. But he saw the writing on the wall that there's probably 3 or 4 people in front of him in the French camp a few weeks or month before. Lord and behold, guess what? Now he's Moroccan and it's getting praised. It's like all of us in France knew about him. We all knew what he was, but you have that sequence of senior team and underneath that you have to follow the path. But he had the Moroccan one, so here he is. I think the center back, Diop, which has the most Senegalese name possible.
Yeah.
He plays for Morocco. So,
yeah.
and then they say Morocco filled all international players that were born in other countries. When they traveled to the States, they used different passports.
That's true. That's true.
Brahim used Spain. Hakimi used Spain. Some of these guys was using France. That's why they didn't have paper issues. But they were wearing Moroccan flags. Welcome to the global, and if you're mad about it, talk to your ancestors. They're the one that conquered.
Oh no! I know you meant Spain. I was gonna get to it. Don't worry, John. We know you watch the games.
Oh yes.
We're not no shaming here.
Oh,
There's
there's
no
none.
shaming here.
It's we don't know everything. We just know what we know.
Listen, I almost called New Zealand Belgium while I was talking. So
Oh
listen,
no. Oh
we've watched a lot of
yeah.
football today.
Team
We've watched a
mixing?
lot of
Come
football
on.
this week.
I put players on different teams that they had no business doing.
Yeah, I just like mixing up brothers. Nico Williams is playing for Ghana. No one can tell me otherwise. No one can
Yeah.
tell me otherwise.
These
But
guys.
no, like it was a good game. They definitely got lucky, but hey, they chose it, and that's how they played, and they got their 1 point, and now we go from there. John, I can respect that. That's a very base.
There you
base
go.
result,
Yeah, there you go. Well, and they did not play to their best abilities. So there you go. You could be confused by who's playing at this
Two
moment.
teams wearing red shirts who underperformed in their game. Yeah.
There you go.
Right. Speaking of red shirts, Ghana's red kits. My oh my, but Iran definitely are trying to put the pressure here, even though New Zealand are trying to get through. New Zealand have to be careful not to play too expansive here, because again, their strength is that low block, but that strength is defending. So if Iran can just suck them in a little bit more, I think they'll have a few more shooting lanes and opportunities playing, just bringing up that pace for what they're trying to do. They have to be careful with that. They really have to be careful with that.
Any teams that play in Asia, the way they've developed a lot of the countries around it, I think that region has been a lot more solid and more competitive than what people give it.
Yep.
So that's why these games I never call a game a small team game. Is like you never know who's going to give you what. And they filled up SoFi Stadium. I mean,
yeah, I agree, and I think that helps with you get the diaspora in. That's one of the major reasons why you'll want to have like a World Cup here, because you have access to the diaspora. But to the flip side of that, everything that comes with it becomes a whole issue as itself. As we bring in the man, the myth, the Nelson. Sir, how are you liking this game so far? And again, our overall question today on this stream is, what conclusion are you drawing from all the draws that we've seen in the World Cup so far?
Regarding the game, it's a good game. I know Iran and New Zealand have faced each other over the years quite a few times. They're quite familiar with each other, so a 1-1 isn't really a bad like result. As like teams that know each other, they're always going to be close affairs. So this doesn't really sway me one way or another. Regarding the draws, I think World Cups usually have a lot of draws, so it's not like something new or like a talking point. I think it's most teams set up very defensively because in knockout football, in any tournament, all of them, Champions League, Club World Cup, whatever, like defense wins trophies. So it doesn't shock me that a lot of teams have been very defensive because it works. It's a proven strategy that works. Yeah. Italy for so long won multiple World Cups based on their defense. They didn't even have decent strikers. Historically, by the way, Italy have had like one excellent striker in the entire history, and I think it's Totti, and that's it. Like I remember years with Inzaghi, with like those are just poachers. Like they weren't good all-round strikers, So for me, if the blueprint has been set up, just follow it,
That should be a yellow, but we'll see if they actually Are you serious? Are y'all serious? Really? New Zealand just creates out of a lot of just, you know what?
And it was the same guy.
Elijah just is just doing it, man. He's just doing it. Pun
I
intended.
see what you just did there.
It's
Oh,
just
man.
it's just so well like
It's a mess.
That's a poor goal to concede. I'm
it
not gonna lie.
is.
That's a very poor goal.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, they
Like
got played.
that's shocking.
It's this
Like,
game
foul
is
him.
gonna this
The
game's
guy,
gonna be like
the angle that the guy took the shot from.
Oh my
keeper
goodness.
should be
Yeah.
saving
Oh
him
my
every
god.
Yeah.
single time. Every time.
Yeah. What was he going so far
It-
out?
He dove like he was predicting where it was supposed to go, instead of like looking at the trajectory of the shot.
Oh my god.
He was
All right.
diving. He was diving the opposite direction the entire time. That's crazy.
He got drawn just like the defender did.
Mhm.
yeah. Like this
Yeah.
game could end like 3-3 or like 2-2. And people be like, what a game. And you look at the goals and be like, what half of these? What are you do? Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay on your feet.
Yeah. I think he's trying to compete with the Tunisian goalkeeper of how bad they are.
No, I've never seen it. And I've never seen a goalkeeper with a
What
one
are you
rating.
doing there?
That's crazy. That Tunisian goalkeeper did. That guy wasn't even playing football. That guy was. He was a handball goalkeeper before, and then
He kinda
sent
looked
to
like it.
Switch Sports. That was the worst. That's the worst performance I've ever seen. But to be fair, that's what I called Tunisia. I said that I've never liked how they play at all.
Well, now you saw who their coach gonna be.
Who's the next coach? Because I know they fired the coach.
Hervé from France, the one
they're
that
going for the Bond villain.
yeah, he's the one that beat Argentina.
You know that man just wants to. I bet
He wants
just
to start stuff.
He wants to coach every African side as much.
You know what?
He wants 100 of something in every African currency, man. You know what?
It's
Who's
fine.
Hervé Renard, former Saudi slash women's French slash
Mr. Aura.
Cote d'Ivoire slash. Oh,
You want all the
yeah,
ladies to come to your soccer match? Just hire him as a coach.
that
and
slick
they
back
will be-
hair, smooth looking. But no, to your point, John, I do agree that they kind of just hang around defensively, wait for the other to fall asleep, and then pounce. Pounce is such the word for this because, how do you go down before the shots? Like,
And why do
Come
you
on.
keep going to the near post?
Wait, has this been confirmed that the next coach?
It's everywhere.
Because what I'm reading is it's
They say unless
still,
something goes awfully bad,
the
he's
interim
it.
head coach is
they're in the according to what we're reading is they're in the process of trying to hire him.
it
hasn't been-
he hasn't been set up yet.
Yeah.
You know how those things work.
Yeah, but you have
It's
a game in like
somebody
a week.
somebody leaked. It's like very close to be done. It's just somebody talked because first you have to negotiate
Here
with
we
the other
go.
coach.
Here we go,
Negotiate
probably,
with the
dog.
other coach what his check's gonna look like.
To me though, I don't understand why you fire you
They
bring
were
in
a
a
mess to
coach
begin with.
to you bring in a coach to develop a new set, and then you're just like, but it's too bad. We want you to develop the next gen, but also try to be competitive. You can't really
Yeah,
do both.
But
Why are
he was
you
hired in
surprised by the
January
results?
though. He was hired in January. You cannot
No,
tell a coach.
this isn't the same. The guy who was initially creating that first project, he got fired.
Yes,
Well,
and then they
so
brought.
it's not like they And by the way, I've always said this, like this idea that people have of you can just easily rebuild, that requires a lot of ah, a lot
Time
of
and
like
money.
yeah, and like a clear structure.
I
Like you can have
Mhm.
an FA that is super political. You can have you need to be able to like block the do you remember when Germany did it? When
Mhm.
Germany started the rebuild, they were getting destroyed by the media and everything, and the
Mhm.
FA just kept quiet.
Yeah.
They were like, we're going to win. We understand how it's going to take us there.
Mhm.
We're not going to make noise. But there's a reason why like multiple countries fail at this, at
Mm.
rebuilds. It's an incredibly difficult thing to do.
Here's a thought I've had about them making this choice. And do you think that some of these teams looked at what Morocco did last World Cup and then thought to themselves, actually, it's feasible, not understanding the whole process, and not to mention that Morocco also had an additional 3 months, if no more than 3 months. They had an additional half a year to do this.
Can we be honest?
But I'm just throwing it out there.
I'm gonna be very Musa, you're not gonna like what I'm about to say here.
Oh,
I think the Franco the Franco speaking African nations, it is a lot easier for them to get players because there's a there's a the pipeline of elite players that is coming out of France at the moment. They are just generating a ridiculous amount of good talent.
Agree.
So it's easier for you to go and just say, hey, you're not going to be picked for France. How about you come and play for me? It's that simple.
it's
And I'll tell you why.
fair.
Because
Maybe
if
not
you were
that
going to say,
simple.
I know, I say it is. Let me tell you why. Morocco improved, Senegal improved, Mali improved. Who else improved? Algeria improved. All improved all improved at the same rate. And it's not like you can clearly state, oh yeah, they built this academy, and this academy is the reason why you're seeing like it's not like the Ivory Coast situation where they actually built a really good academy and almost every single player in their nation came
That's
through
true.
that academy. Whilst all of the Senegalese players, majority of them, are French. The Moroccans are French. The Algerians are French. Let's be honest. If the only guy in the Senegalese team right now that you could say didn't go through the French route would be who? Mane?
Maybe not born in France, but how he started was through the academy
No,
that was connected with Rennes, which was French to begin with.
yeah.
So he
Okay,
literally
then
went all the
that, then
like.
that's what I mean. Then, like
But
it's I think it's a lot
I
more
don't.
easier for those
Yeah,
countries.
I don't know if it's as easier, but I think one thing that reason why you see how you mentioned a lot of these countries, right, that are francophone but are now
Mhm.
doing better.
Mhm.
Also, if you watch a lot of the family structure in
Mm.
those players, they are still 110% connected to
Me too.
the motherland. When I guess I'm about to see the goal, but like
Mhm.
if you watch, oh, beautiful, that's a goal.
That's a really good goal. That's not the keeper or the defenders. It
Yeah.
was a perfect
Not
cross,
sorry,
perfect header.
This game is
Yeah.
going to be the best game, and no one's. I said it, Nelson.
not yeah,
This
they
could be
cannot
the game of just no logic, just vibes.
because and getting to the France thing, right? Do you see when France wins, right? Do you
Mhm.
see the type of music that is played over there, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
So they have like for us, we'll say said, you still tied enough that you have that deep connection that you are able to make that switch a lot easier. And also Senegal have some crazy um ge- academies at the same time, and a lot of the players that have developed in Europe are coming back and build their own academies to help build the next generation.
Musa, I would totally believe you if not almost your entire team is French.
Of hoots. Morocco is not all French, for example.
Okay, but like let's like Brahim Diaz is
Yeah.
Spanish,
Hakimi is Spanish.
Hakim is Spanish.
Job
But that's what I
is
mean.
French.
Like the all of them are from the diaspora coming back.
Yeah.
But let's also be honest, outside of maybe Hakimi, right? But remember when Hakimi was starting, the Spanish national team had Danny Carvajal.
Mhm.
Remember? Like that was a clear better right back at that point. He wasn't going to
Yeah,
get
timing.
anyone. Pardon me?
Timing. I'm certainly
Yeah.
no.
Timing was important.
Yeah.
I'll give you a great example. Due, his brother chooses
Yeah.
Ivory Coast, but what does the old brother do? What does the younger brother do? He looks at that midfield position, at that right wing position, and he goes, "We don't have a lot of good right wingers. We have Elise. That's it."
Yeah,
he
but-
knows. He knew he was going to play. He
But those
knows
are like French born, like
Okay,
French
but-
academy, French like
yes, okay, but that's what I'm trying to reference. So, well, I'm still trying to assess. Like, Ivory Coast is the only one that I genuinely see. You can see they built the academies, and you're seeing the benefit of the academies. But like when I'm looking at Morocco, and you look at that whole squad, their best players are not like Moroccan born.
Yeah, but that's just a small snippet. It's just because timing.
But okay, in the pipeline,
Yeah.
who's coming in that you can honest Boadi is French. That's the next pipeline. Boadi's French. So you can't even the pipeline is here's what I think they've perfected Morocco. As you said, you have the family thing that is able to like communicate, hey, if you don't want to play for France, it's cool.
But
You
you're
can play for
tied in.
Morocco.
Yeah.
You choose, you decide. I think that's really important. But in terms of the reason why, to me, it's not like an academy. To me, what I think of academy, Musa, is more like what you and I know what the academy process is from grassroots. You're born at age 2, 3. You're sent to like your neighborhood academy, your grassroots academy. Then after that, you're posted to a bigger academy. Then you go to another academy, and then you get to your final one, the one that teaches you everything, and then you move to Europe.
Yeah.
The only side that has proven, there's only one side, there's only like 2 or 3 academies in Africa that have proven to do this at a high level. One is in Ivory Coast. One obviously is the new one. What's the Red Bull one? The new Red Bull one that's like almost
but there's Jama, there's Dams, I forgot, in Senegal, that actually in 2 years they've had 45 players move to Europe in top level, but in top teams. But I think one thing that I just thought about is I think they're using for the diaspora to help build the image, build the infrastructure to help bring the next generations of African players at home. Because what I'm seeing here is like, the Morocco and the Senegal, will say, because they're the one that talk the most. If you watch in the, the U20 and down, of CAF and all that, these are all Moroccan and Senegal born players. The U17 that just won for Senegal, they're all Senegalese born and raised. Right? So I think they're using that platform of all of the players at this moment that kind of help build the profile and the excitement to have the next generation to come through.
Are you talking about the AFCON, the Senegalese, the one that the
Yes.
Senegalese?
Yeah,
team
those
won?
are all. And oh, I'm going blank, but there's literally three academies in Senegal at this moment. Last year alone, I think they said over 175 players that are now playing across the world from Division 2 to Division 1 professional, just with that. So I think this is maybe phase 1 of Africa, kind of letting the world know that there's the talent there to help build. And maybe that's why the other countries are falling behind those three countries that we talked about.
I just think the Francophone network is a lot simpler. And I think if there was a connection, like, okay, so England, England connection is the Caribbean. Like all the Caribbean players, all the good ones, technically, are all in England.
And a little bit Nigerian, right? No?
Yeah, and a few. But if you notice, Nigeria's been able to get like a large majority of them like to play for them. Bassi, Iwobi, all of them are all English, and they've all chosen Nigeria. So, but the Caribbean players, like Jamaica's first team, would be ridiculous. If the Jamaican national team were able to get the diaspora to play for them, that would be, I'm not joking, one of like the top 5 countries in world football.
But it's always a what if with them. But I do agree.
That's a huge what if.
No, but the what if here's
because they
thing.
don't pay them and all that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like my whole argument is, I think what you're seeing with Morocco and Senegal is inflated. I think we will only assess this over a longer period of time to see if this is more of is it a blip, or is this a sustainable practice?
Okay, now you got me
and it's a statement there. But for you, then, Nelson, what's the sample size then?
We don't really have a sample size.
I know, but I'm asking for you.
Run.
I know, but I'm asking for you, I'm asking for you then, if that's how you're going to evaluate it, like, what's a time frame for you that you will look at and say, okay, this is either yes or it's either yay or nay.
So I'll give you a great example. When Hakimi's done at Morocco, once that spine of Morocco's older and retired, then you should have the future pipeline be as equal or better than. That's the only way that you can prove your thing is working.
So maintain and pass is
no. It has to be better. It can't be worse. So, like for instance, right now the Morocco national team, a majority of they still have a decent amount of players who play in like the Moroccan leagues, right? You have to have players. Your entire first 11 has to be playing in Europe.
Okay.
Senegal's is actually ahead in that pyramid. Like the majority of the team plays in Europe, like at a high level.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I wasn't asking to be critical, but I'm just asking in terms of just how would you evaluate that in terms of.
Well, I just evaluated. I just said you have to see, like, this is what. Okay, let me explain why I think this isn't, because we're stating this like it's a unique thing.
All right. So by the way, I just have to say, out of the Senegalese team at this moment, 11 of them were born in France. The rest are all born in Senegal.
So 14 players. 14 players were born in Senegal.
Yes.
And 11 players were born in France.
Yes.
Let's play this game, Musa. In your starting 11, how many of them are going to be French?
Let's see. That's 1, 2, 3.
Because I can say Ndiaye.
That's about 3.
So only 3.
Yes.
So Ndiaye.
Koulibaly. Sorry, from Senegal, from France, right? So that'll be Koulibaly.
Koulibaly,
Mendy.
Mendy, Ndiaye.
See.
Is Ndiaye French?
Yes, Elliman. Yes,
Yeah, Iliman Ndiaye.
but he did.
Uh,
He made it very clear too. But yes,
yeah, but no, I'm just saying. Let's we're playing the game.
and
So
that's about it.
how about your I thought if I look at your fullbacks, Senegal.
Malang Sarr did not make it to the
Oh, he didn't make it? Why?
no. What,
That's
from
crazy.
Chelsea?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's not there. That's been the whole art. That would be the whole interesting part of why he did not make it. But no, they picked two younger players for instead of him.
So is Mbaye going this World Cup?
He is, but he's not a starter, right? You say
Yeah, he's
starting
not a
11.
starter. Yeah. Okay. So I'm looking at your team again. Oh no, that's the. I just clicked the Mali side.
It's close. It's close. It's missing a
It's
star.
close
That's all.
enough. Yeah, I'm like, wait, these names are too close. I need to change. And it changed. And it changed. All right. Okay.
It's just missing a
Ninja,
star.
yes.
I'm like, dude, Google's so bad at like doing all of this stuff. I want to go to your most recent games.
Yeah, I use a little bit more perfectity. That's what I use.
Yeah. Okay. So, Lamine Camara is in French, right? He was born in Senegal, no?
Yes, but it's. I mean,
Or is he French?
yes. Yep.
Nice.
Okay. Who's going to be in your midfield then? Pape Gay? Is he going to start?
Oh, now you're gonna start trying to get me to get to the nitty.
I'm just wondering. Because I'm wondering who'd be in your starting 11.
Oh, I have not talked about that just yet.
Because we have to play that for us to know. Because depending on who you're choosing, if you're telling me your midfield is is slightly different from what I think, because I think it's gonna be really hard not to play Lamine Camara. Lamine Kamara's had one of the best seasons.
Hey, SARS did not make it to the 26 with that.
Well, Pape Sarr didn't really play for Tottenham this last season.
Malang Sarr.
Oh, Malang Sarr. But did he even play for Chelsea?
Yes, he played so well for Strasbourg that they went and called him back for Chelsea, and then that's when he decided to do the transfer from France to Senegal. That's where
wait,
everything.
But wait, I
down to
thought
ground.
Chelsea's defense was Fofana and Levi Colwill. Then Colwill got injured.
Yeah.
Who replaced Colwill? Well, we can check. We can just check FBref because I remember Malang Sarr being heavily rated by Chelsea, but I don't think he played a lot of games.
He played a few games with them, and he even played the Club World Cup.
I remember he played in the Club World
And
Cup. That I remember.
he did so well. That's where they call him back.
So if I look at defenders,
Right.
Mamadou Sarr, not Malang. Is it Malang the Lens one?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
So Mamadou Sarr played 3 games. That's why I don't think he was selected. Malang Sarr I thought he was Malian.
Nope. Maybe there is one called that.
Malang Sarr is the one who plays at Lens, if I'm not wrong. The one who had an excellent season. He had an excellent season.
And
Yeah, Malang Sarr. He is French.
So now I have milieu de terrain.
Yeah. Malang Sarr, the one you were thinking of. Wait, they're both called Malang Mamadou Sarr. Yo, you boys need to change the names.
That's how it works. That's how it works.
Yeah, I was like, wait, they both have the same names. But Malang
Oh,
Sarr,
you talk about Pape Matar Sarr.
I was thinking Pape Matar Sarr that's Tottenham. And I rate Pape Matar Sarr, but he didn't play a lot of games. I think he was injured, maybe. Or I don't remember why he wasn't
Because
playing.
it's more like Pathé Cis. I guess Idrissa is probably gonna play midfield.
Idrissa probably will play. He
And-
you can't ignore his experience.
And maybe Sapoko Ndiaye might be the 18-year-old.
No way. You
Hey.
taking Ndiaye over Lamine Kamara? Did you see how bad he played in the US game?
Yes, but he still got called back. That was a little iffy,
Nah, I honestly, I know you because you're the one who told me about him. I was super excited. No, actually, Akwasi told me about him. Akwasi told me he's
Let me
really good player.
he's gonna be in England next year, that's for sure.
What does he play right now? Who does he play for?
Monaco.
Oh, Ndiaye?
Yes.
But the midfield for Monaco.
Lamine Kamara.
You're talking about Lamine Kamara. Yeah.
Yes. Who are you talking about? Ndiaye?
You were talking about Ndiaye.
No, I was.
No, Lamine Kamara is definitely going to Newcastle, guaranteed. I think they've already when the Italian, damn, I've forgotten the guy's name. When the Italian midfielder for Newcastle leaves, I think he's going to Tottenham. When he leaves,
I don't follow those Newcastle.
Yeah, Lamine Kamara is going to go to Newcastle for sure. No, he's good. That's what I'm saying. You have to play Lamine, and then you'll have to play maybe Pape Gueye, and then Idrissa Gueye.
Yeah, I think that's a toss up with those two. And he played quite a lot for Everton, so
yeah,
I guess
and he's
it'll be
the most experienced. You have to play experience.
But Pop Chow, you never know what he's gonna come up with too.
Oh, that Senegal game. Senegal. That's the reason why I brought up this the conversation. Because if you're playing Lamine Kamara, that's a French. Ndiaye, Mendy, and then I don't know if Mbaye is going to play.
Yeah, but Mendy as well. He had no shots. He was just born in France.
Yeah,
it's one of those things where he just came up in just a few
he's
years.
a Champions League winning player.
Goalkeeper,
yeah. Like you can't hate him, man. We have very.
You're right. In some of the Francophone, it helps to a point, but I think now they're using more of the build-up of previous experience to now kind of help, kind of mitigate the new generation of Senegalese player.
Because that Senegal Morocco game was poor. That U17 game, holy,
yeah,
that final was so bad.
Yeah,
good.
That's why they say they're not doing no more cups in Morocco until the World Cup.
Well, I think that makes sense for them, and the problem, I don't even blame them as much as they're going to get ragged on for that. They created an environment, and CAF just kept on dipping into it to the point where it was just like, come on, guys. What are we doing?
Nah, there's clearly a bias for North Africans in CAF. Let's be honest.
But you don't have to feed it. Even if there is one.
No, but like, hey, you can go to South Africa for what's going on currently. The East African bloc, it's only Kenya that you're going to go to, and then in West Africa, it's only Senegal. Well, with North Africa, you have like
stadiums.
Exactly. Kenya just upgraded its three main stadiums. Just for the. No, we have multiple. We just upgraded three. just because AFCON is coming.
Yeah.
Morocco already had the infrastructure. South Africa has the infrastructure. You just don't want to go there. It's going to be hostile.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think Morocco is rough? Wait for South Africa to host, then you'll learn what hostile is.
They ain't going to host nothing.
Yeah.
No, we'll say we're taking their jobs for no reason. But that's...
yeah.
I'm going to be honest. I'm even though, when we're talking about academies, South Africa probably has one of the best academies in Africa. And I'm so grateful that they don't send their people to
Anywhere else?
to Europe because I'm like, if they were good, they'd be so insufferable. Like they'd be so insufferable. I'm so glad that they don't.
Well, it's not working so well though.
This,
Oh, no,
this
it's
might
not.
be the
That's
World
why
Cup
I'm
to
like
break
it.
them. No. They need to win. They need to keep doing this. Look,
Well, they're the laughing stock right now, right? They're the laughing
Oh,
stock
yeah.
of Africa. So that clip in itself was just beautiful, man.
yes,
That I every time I see Benny McCarthy just like sad, it just makes me happy.
But I have a lot of good friends that are South African. That hurts me to kind of, keep harping on it.
No, but we know what's going on. Like we
Yeah.
can't pretend. Hey, listen, I have a lot of South African friends, a lot of them, and even they know
Oh,
that
yeah.
whatever's going on. I don't put two people together. Okay, whatever's going on there, it's there. I'm not going to color everyone with the same. I'm not painting everyone with the same brush.
Oh, yeah. We all on our part. We all know that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They'd be insufferable because they would believe that they are that good
So
when
they're
they
Arsenal
really are not.
fans.
Yes, that's how I see them. That's how I see them. I see them like Arsenal. No, you know what? I think Morocco are the Arsenal fans, and then I would say South Africa are like,
Tottenham.
yeah,
So another London team. Okay.
yeah, just London teams.
Just London. Oh,
And
goodness me.
Senegal's like you know what? Senegal's like a Chelsea. Like they want stuff. They can be noisy, but people like them because they have likable people.
I'm mad at it. You just picked my team too and country. Okay, I'm good. I'll take that.
So now, since we're doing this, I might as well ask the other questions here. What is Nigeria then?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Actually, Nigeria would be Arsenal.
Oh,
Because no. Who's a
Okay.
club?
Yeah.
Who's a club that? No. Nigeria are Real Madrid.
We're leaving. Okay.
You know why? Because if they everybody expects them, like internally, they all expect them to win. Externally, we look at them and you're like, you're not good enough. Like we look at them and we're like, yeah, you've got excellent players, but they don't mesh well. They're Real
the
Madrid.
current one. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Let's keep this going. By the way, 88th minute, still 2-2, with New Zealand and Iran there. Where would you put, say, you know what? Let's put Ghana there because I'm curious to see where Ghana.
Ghana's like, I think Ghana's actually the closest to Tottenham Hotspurs.
You had to. You asked.
You asked.
I did ask. No, I did ask.
Because you guys don't win anything, but you talk like you win. The last win you had was like in the 60s. So
respect the 60s, yes, but yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. Like,
that's fair. That's fair.
It's a lot of historical like wins.
Yes.
And everybody's harping on about that one time that you almost did something. So like, it's you're talking about
to my soul, I feel the truth.
That was the best. That was the best final quote right there.
To my soul, I feel the truth.
Yes, that was
my
good.
Goodness. Okay, let's have fun with this more. Côte d'Ivoire.
Ooh, that's a good one. Ooh. So Côte d'Ivoire are a good team. They've basically underperformed the whole history. Like they had a golden generation that only won one AFCON. Right? That Drogba. Yeah, they only won one, right? Drogba.
And technically, they didn't win it with Drogba because Drogba retired the year before.
Yeah, but Kolo Touré,
okay, but that group, no fair. I was just thinking of Drogba,
was still there. Like the goal. Iran almost scored.
Yeah.
This
game's getting hot.
What's a team that severely underperforms? Like
West Ham or something like that.
Yeah, something like West Ham. Yeah, maybe West Ham.
Because they all at the start of the season they're always
Everton,
like
Everton.
top. Ooh,
Everton,
I don't know.
yeah.
well, for
No, because
current
Everton
Everton,
were
no, but like
historically a big
Everton
team.
historically, sure.
Yeah, Everton are historically a big team, but they just always underperform.
Yeah.
Like, because West Ham have won stuff recently, even though they've just gotten relegated. I'm trying. You know what? Actually, they're more like a Brighton, like well run, have excellent players. They do everything they do everything right. They just don't have a good enough squad to win. So I'd say Brighton, current Brighton, because Everton is kind of crazy to give them Everton. But yeah,
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, I want to run through some North African teams
like
here
I'm
because
just going
they're
with English
very,
teams.
they
I
really
might end
are,
up
but
having
they're
to go somewhere else.
definitely are the last 7, 8. They are really pushing this, and Angus, I am and I'm not surprised. I am surprised and I'm not surprised that Nigeria didn't make the expanded tournament. They
That's
would
what I
have
was
been
saying.
if they were here, they would have done well. I always go back to they started their qualification with 3 draws and a loss. They put themselves behind the 8 ball way too early, and even with everything there, it's definitely tough. This 5 minutes of injury time, I'm surprised it didn't go 6, but I feel like there's going to be a winner in this game. This game deserves a late winner just for how chaotic it's been, for sure. But while we're here, we're also playing the game of Nelson is calling African countries clubs, and this is fun. Where'd you put Algeria as?
Oh, Algeria's
Because they've won recently enough.
Algeria is
but
a
not
big
that recent.
It has to be a
Yeah.
big team. So
Mhm.
Algeria has to be. It's going to be either one of Liverpool or Manchester United.
Mhm.
No, I'd say Newcastle
Hmm.
because they're a big
Yo.
team.
Mhm.
They win from time to time, but not like regularly. They have good players, but not good enough for them to actually compete with the big boys. So I'd
Mhm.
say Liverpool.
Fair.
Oh no, sorry, Newcastle.
Newcastle. Who else do you want to pull into this list? I'd ask you for Tunisia, but I feel like calling them below.
Tunisia is like Burnley or something, like some mediocre, have subpar team.
Current
Can't
Burnley
tell.
or coming up
It
Burnley?
doesn't matter whichever version. All versions are relegated.
Fair enough. What would you call a Cameroon?
Ooh. Cameroon is such an odd team because they win. I'd say Cameroon are like Leicester. Like they somehow win even when no one's expecting them to.
But then also, if you look at them currently, like they are dropping, and it's like
so
not to
bad.
where their form has just been so poor that we're just surprised.
But which African teams haven't played yet? So it's Senegal.
Yeah, Senegal, Ghana,
Congo.
and then is that it? Is that the list?
No, I think there must be maybe one.
Oh,
more.
DRC haven't played yet.
I said DRC. I said Congo, Senegal, and
Ghana.
So we could possibly have
And
3
Algeria.
losses.
And Algeria.
Oh, and Algeria. Okay.
Yeah, because we haven't had
those are good games.
the AAA.
I knew there was a 4th one. I just couldn't remember which one.
Well,
two losses and two draws,
which is not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad.
They just show that the Cape Verde goalkeeper, he's following Instagram went so well. He has more followers than this show. I think 6 or 7 baseball players in the US that just won the NBA finals. He just beat them within 90-minute game. He went from 50K to $1 million. You know, he's gonna get paid. You know, now he's post.
Yeah.
When he gonna post something, there's a check coming with it.
Yep.
Think.
And
dude,
hopefully
you don't drop such
agreed.
New Zealand gotta get fouled. Yeah.
And hopefully FIFA or someone does something nice to try to get his mom to the States to watch at least one of those games.
I'm sorry. Did you say FIFA will try to do something that
or somebody that has money or someone that has
I'm sorry,
someone
Musa. FIFA
No.
adheres to the country's rules and laws
But-
for immigration. So
It's a
why would
grandma.
they get
Oh my
involved?
goodness, dude is 40. So how old is she?
Yeah, she's
But-
definitely 60s.
but it-
At the youngest 60s.
So, but think about it though. They want a lot of clicks. They want the story. FIFA still want the story because story pays, right?
But
Would you
Cabo
imagine
Verde-
now? We
it's
just said
such a
this
small
guy.
country. That's the issue.
Yeah.
The issue is that it doesn't generate clicks in the same
He has
way.
more clicks than basketball players.
Yeah, but it's basketball players, man. Like,
Yeah. Like you're,
the-
you're
the-
asking. Yeah.
average football players have more followers than
No,
majority
some of them don't even have in the millions. Some of them, like the high guys, yes, but guys that's 40, that's 2.5 million followers. That
Oh, how do you miss that, Iran?
he's gonna
I'm
feed
watching
his
the
whole
I
village.
watched the replay, but like, how do they miss that set piece? It's been the most barn burning, burn everything game.
Uh,
Just
Wow, the internet's loving it though.
It's a good game. I don't know why you're saying so. I'm actually loving this game.
No,
No.
people are loving it. They're saying if you want to burn on fume, this is a game to watch.
yeah, it's a good game. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying.
It's over.
Just
Well, the game's over now.
yep. Good run we had. Yeah,
Good game
Yeah,
from
dude.
Iran, though. Good game.
yeah, and just if you can tell your keeper to stay up, going
Mm.
from post to post, that would be great. Because that second goal should not have been a goal. Because
Poor guys. Now they have to sleep a little and then go back to Mexico.
sleep a little, sir. They're on. This is a red eye. Okay.
Did they tell them that night? I thought they were letting.
No, they got to get back to Mexico immediately.
Okay, never mind.
This is
That's
the
I
best
guess a
World
different
Cup in the
discussion.
world, they say.
No,
Yeah,
This
it's a
World Cup
discussion.
it will not be kind in history. It will be placed in the not so good bucket of World Cups.
But hey, it's another draw. Half of the games have ended in a draw. Half of the games so far. We've played 16 games, and half of them have ended 2-2, 1-1, or 0-0. But this was this was a very even, chaotic game. For two teams you expected to sit back and want the other to have possession and move, they both took their chances. They both got scrappy goals on each side, then good set pieces for Iran. But hey, those two are at the top of the group because we have another 1-1 group because everybody's drawing out in these streets. Everyone's drawing out in these streets. And then who was the last one? Who was Egypt as a club, Nelson? That's what I want to know. Who was Egypt as a club?
I think Egypt's Manchester United.
I agree.
You know what?
It's a big club. It's
Well,
a big
a lot.
country. Has a history of winning. Has dominated the league. And here's a beautiful part. They dominated the Premier League, but were terrible in Europe.
I see the
Egypt's
vision. I see the vision.
Amazing in AFCON and were terrible at the World Cup.
It's you cannot deny the greatness of that. The second you said it, was like it actually now fits quite well. It fits in quite well.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
And
that-
for
that was
chaos
good.
purposes, checks watch. Who would be? Because I'm looking at all the African team, all the CAF teams who qualified. What would you look at Cape Verde as?
It's just a team that's happy to be there. That's like a
they-
that's like a Nottingham Forest showing up to the Europa League or something. It's like you're just there and everyone's kind of like, wow, you got here kind of situation.
Good
That-
for you,
that's-
I guess. Yeah.
Like let's also be honest. This 48 team World
40
Cup
yeah.
is there's some teams that are here. Just this is their work. This is their final.
Being
Like-
here is their World Cup. Yeah, I agree.
That's it. Like they've got here. They're happy to play with the big boys.
Mhm.
They'll get beat like Curacao. They'll get beat
But hey, they had their moment.
And you get experience. It's
Yeah.
it's let's be honest, if you only play teams in your region, then you go to the World Cup, then you get destroyed by Germany. Do you guys remember Saudi Arabia lost 8-0
To Germany in
in the group stages?
yeah, 0-2.
And then come for the next World Cup or 2 World Cups after, they played Argentina and beat them. And that's because you gain experience. You play good teams, you gain experience, you realize, hey, yeah, I dominated my region, but against these big boys, we really have to we have to set things up. In the European leagues, or even in like any leagues that you get from relegation, or you come from a lower league to the higher league, you could be the best person in a lower division, the best team. Then when you move up, you try and play the same football that got you promoted, you're going to get spanked by every team. All of them will spank you. And then you learn very quickly. You'll get relegated. The next time you come up, you're like, I got to build that defense. I got to build that midfield slowly. So, hey, I think Cabo Verde were never thinking of leaving the group. I think they were just thinking of, hey, wherever we go, we go. We're not like putting hard expectations. So Sweden demands your apology. What I say?
What
did I say? I said they were going to beat Tunisia. I said Tunisia are the worst team. How the hell do I do? What apology do they get? I told them they were going to beat Tunisia. If you've listened, Stefan, almost every single African nation I have gotten bang on. I rated Ivory Coast. I listen to what Musa's afraid of even speaking about France versus Senegal. And I've said over and over and over again, I'm expecting Senegal to shock people. I'm expecting it. I don't think it's guaranteed a win, but I can see it as a very like cagey draw. I'm calling it now, so that tomorrow when it happens, or if Senegal get destroyed, hey, I'll be like,
it's shocking. It's technically shocking.
That's shocking. I'd actually be shocked if they get destroyed, like a 3-0, like a 4-1, like USA beat Paraguay. That was shocking. I didn't expect that. If France do that to Senegal, I'm like, oh no, we are screwed, boys. France is carrying this thing. If they just brush them aside, that'd be interesting. But you can't brush aside Senegal. You can't brush them aside.
You shouldn't.
Let's be honest. Yeah. You should be able to. And if they do, we're done for.
And you know what? Just say Marchand, and give him the trophy immediately, because there's. What do you say to that at that point? Because that's a dark horse that they would just brush aside early.
Stefan, why am I not getting my flowers for calling the Belgium thing? I was out here fighting a solo fight, calling Belgium mediocre. Where are my flowers?
Listen,
it's getting brutal here.
Your flowers right here, Nelson.
Oh, look at that.
These, okay,
you deserve behind your monitor.
yeah, I do. Okay, don't judge me. I like some floral arrangements by the computer. Okay, don't judge me.
I ain't mad at you.
You know, sometimes you just got to have that going through. I'm supposed to bring it to someone at some point next week. Who knows? But yeah, like I think, look, there's a lot that we've learned. A lot has been called out, no doubt. But hey, today was a very interesting day in terms of just results overall. And hey, every game was a draw. Okay, that's the news. Every game today was a draw. All right. It was 0-0, 1-1, 1-1, 2-2. The average of today was 1-1. And tomorrow, Musa, I can see it. It's your reckoning. Senegalese flag on one side. Belgium is the ultimate test to see if your team has a deep run in them or not. Expand on that, Steph.
What?
Expand on that.
Belgium is like the ultimate test to see if your team has. You
Did you
think
watch
Egypt?
this
You
game?
think Egypt will have a deep run?
Yeah, I need you to expand on that statement because
Brother.
that's-
Belgium looked like Belgium got outplayed by Egypt. I need you to go watch the AFCON games and see how teams were dominating Egypt.
Yeah, I
Like,
said it
I
on
don't think you
stream.
guys get it.
Egypt does not dominate physically.
one.
On top of that, and they were the aggressor.
Yeah,
yeah. If Egypt doesn't like Egypt didn't sit back, that to me was shocking. Like I was
No.
expecting Egypt to be like, okay, we'll defend, and then Marmoush, Salah,
dude, we said at the end of the game, Egypt are the ones who feel hard done
yeah,
by drawing the game. It feels like a loss. That's the crazy thing. This
It's an own
feels
goal.
like a loss. Yeah, it was an own goal. Yeah, 100%.
Belgium is a side who needs a striker, and the fact that they still have to rely on Big Rom to give any type of display there is, hey,
No, but Big Rom's a good striker. Like,
he's
let's
a good,
be honest.
yeah.
Well, let's not. The Big Rom has always been an excellent striker, and the thing about the level of physicality Lukaku has,
Mhm.
that's something that doesn't disappear. Like Mateta, for instance,
Mhm.
is a unit, and that will never go away. Like, you being a huge guy will always work in your favor, always.
Mhm.
That's why he took two players on its own
Yeah,
and forced the
yeah.
other one to do a PK.
Yeah.
To own goal because he literally carried them both.
Mhm.
Say, you come with me. If I miss, you score.
Mhm.
There you go.
Definitely.
Dude, these groups are going to be crazy because it's just
All these
Points,
draws
points,
accumulating
points.
are keeping everyone alive, but then also it's
Oh,
You
Iran
had-
look good on the attack, but that goalkeeper and defense looks. Oof.
mm,
That's what's going to kill them.
yeah, keepers have been keepers have been extremely good or extremely poor. No
Mm.
one like decent goalkeepers.
Mm. That's
So it's gonna be
fair.
interesting.
And then finishing has just been either you have it, Germany, Sweden, or you don't. Every other draw. That's
No.
Uh-oh.
The Sweden goalkeeper was the issue. Oh, no,
Tunisia's
sorry,
good.
Tunisia. Dude, the Isak goal, Isak didn't know whether to celebrate or to go talk to the coach and go, hey, did you put in the wrong guys? Like, he didn't shoot. Did you see?
I saw
That was a pass.
I saw it.
He passed it in. Like, there was no speed on that ball whatsoever. And it's not like he placed it. Oh man, nah. That Tunisian goalkeeper was on.
It was
I actually felt bad for Tunisia, man. Because I was looking at that game, I'm like, Sweden were playing okay. But then once Sweden realized, oh wait, this keeper can't do anything. He can't save. Then they started spamming shots.
Yeah,
That's
enough.
literally what they did.
Fair enough. And Steph Expanse saying, what I'm saying is if you can beat Belgium, you can go far in this tournament. Belgium has talent, but I still can't pinpoint a defining style of play.
Look at this. Look at this. I need you to go rewatch that match. Do you know who Doku was stopped by? 32-year-old right back. Like, let's be honest here. But like Belgium don't have a good enough squad. And they just have to start accepting it. You have Doku, who plays exceptional, and that's it. That's it. I like that you guys are quiet here. You know I'm right. You know De Bruyne is old.
Yeah,
De Bruyne is
I
old.
wanted to defend Belgium, but after today's performance,
Yeah.
I can't.
But even in like the Nations League and stuff, they've not been impressive. They've been consistently going downhill. You know what? Let me tell you how you know a team is bad. Like, look at Brazil. Brazil has clear talent, but you can tell Brazil's whole plan is give it to Vinny and pray. Just give it to Vinny and hope. You know, as our friends would say, it's pass a ball to Vinny and inshallah, because it's you get him the ball and he's trying to take it top bins consistently, because that's the only way Vinny gets a goal. He has to do that like really crazy good curl shot that he loves. He loves that shot always. That's how he scored against Morocco.
Uncle, yeah.
But after that, what else did he do? Basically nothing for the rest of the game.
Yeah, that
They
keeps
dominated
showing
in
up.
the second half, but they didn't score. They didn't even look like they were bothering Bono as much. All straight shots to Bono. Oh man, that's Obi Mikel has probably the best accent of all time now. So I want to hear what he's saying. I just missed what he said.
Yeah.
Doku was triple teamed, yes, because he's the only person who can actually do anything in that team, and he still had the worst rating of the wingers.
Which is weird. But
Yeah. Belgium's most overrated team for the past decade.
Facts.
Golden.
But I do think the golden generation was good. They just had a bad coach.
That.
The same way Portugal
Martinez.
have a really good team and have the same coach that Belgium had, and that's the reason why they suck. You need
That's
a coach
why-
who looks at Ronaldo and says, "You're not
No.
playing, buddy. You can be in the squad. If you're coming with, you have a sit down with him. You can be here for experience. The way Jordan Henderson was taken by England is what you tell him. You might play. I might bring you on. You play against the low level teams. You can go start pad. But once we get to a certain level, you're either on the bench or you're not playing. Play Gonzalo Ramos, play Guedes, who doesn't. What does Guedes need to do? He scores in every game he plays. What else does he have to do to guarantee a starting spot?
He needs to be Cristiano Ronaldo, apparently.
Yeah, man. Like the attack is being killed by one guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
one more World Cup.
Yeah, that's what we said
That's the
last
thing.
World Cup. That's what we said last World Cup.
Somehow,
He was
listen.
36.
No,
He said,
I knew he
"Oh,
was
that's
gonna make
one."
to this one. I knew he was
Well, of
gonna make to
course.
that one. I knew.
Wow.
He's somehow gonna.
That guy does not age.
Well,
Brother, he's aged.
he's
He
a.
aged, but
he's aged.
it's still mentally, physically. You can tell.
Musa,
The problem
Did you
is
watch
that
him at
now
Al
he's trying
Nassr?
too much.
have you seen him at Al Nassr?
I
Where they-
have.
Dude, the guys are trying to get him to score, and he can't. Open goals. He
I've
can't
seen
score.
the highlights. Yes.
Yeah, he's
the
been so
highlights.
poor. Refs are trying to give him penalties to give something. Give
No,
him anything.
They feed him. That's the. They're
Yes,
doing it to
everyone feeds
both.
him.
They're doing them. They're doing that for the two people. The other one start with an M. They're doing the exact same thing.
Oh, 100%.
Those
Yeah,
two
yeah.
now. Those two guys now. They're in those leagues to stack and make sure that when they retire, they have numbers that says, I've scored 1,000 goal.
Well,
In every
Ronaldo,
com-
this is
yeah.
why I love Ronaldo. Ronaldo didn't lie. Messi fans love him. They love him so much that they pretend like he does. Ronaldo said, once I hit 1,000 goals, I retire. And I think he has 20 goals left, something like that. To get to
for one
1,000.
season.
Yeah. He can do that in one season. But that's the problem, is he's old. The issue is that he has no pace. He can't jump. You can tell like the intelligence is still there, but like the body is unwilling.
To give it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just not built to be the person that understand that his prime has passed. So it's his job now to help the others
The next generation.
when playing.
Mhm.
Yes. I think the example that he's setting them, with like preparations, practices, and all that, I think he's like the blueprint they can follow. It's just that during the game, he still
wants to be that
prime
guy.
Ronaldo at
Yeah,
that
yeah,
moment versus like, hey, instead of me taking the shot, let me take on 3 or 4 players because they know who I am, and then to let the next person win. I think that's my biggest thing with him is on the field when they're playing, he's still not playing as the senior player that says, all eyes on me. Here's your chance. And that's what you see, those crazy ass shots of his.
Fair enough.
That's
Good point, but hey, some teams are just gonna have to learn one way or the other, or how hard do they want to be. But as we can see on the screen, Iran and New Zealand drawing at 2-2, which means another group with 1-1-1-1 tomorrow. We're gonna watch someone just die emotionally as he watches his teams play each other. Yeah, yeah. You know what that is that look. I gave that look the first time someone who wasn't family called me uncle. That's what I gave that look. Okay, I was just
uncle
like,
or unk? Which one?
No, uncle. Like,
Okay.
excuse me,
Oh,
uncle.
dang.
And I was just like, well, there's clearly an older gentleman behind. Oh, me? Oh, yeah, you, sir.
He's my
You,
shoe.
sir, is who we're talking about. Because tomorrow we have at 3:00, I think, a matchup that we've all been waiting for. France, Senegal, 3 p.m. After that, you have Iraq, Norway at 6, and then
Mhm.
Argentina and whatever's
Can
left
we-
there.
can we get-
Mahrez.
Can we please get? This is my only request. I need to hear every person's one at a time. And we start with Musa. Every team's. Could you provide the list of the schedule, please, Akwasi? If you can show them, and then let's just get what Musa expects each game to go. We'll leave it with the France Senegal game. That's going to be the last one.
Yeah.
So let's go with Argentina Algeria. What do you think, Musa? What's the score? And who wins or who draws or whatever?
I think he's going to be 1-0 Argentina.
Okay. Norway, Iraq.
Oh, Norway, Iraq. Norway's probably going to win 2-0.
France, Senegal.
I played the fifth.
Nah,
And in America, that means
Nah.
I don't mean no answer.
Guess what? This is a Canadian stream. We don't care
Yeah,
about
we
that
don't have
Alright?
the Fifth Amendment here.
Yeah.
So we need you to at least just give
Nope.
us a score. It's fine.
I
Do you expect both teams to score?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just give us the score. Yeah.
Or you expect, but you don't know who's gonna win or who's gonna draw? You can't even say draw. Draw is good, right?
Yeah, I would say I hope they both score enough and then it's a draw. But
They both score enough and it's a draw.
Musa's hoping it's a 4-4 draw.
just banger after banger goal. Okay,
yeah,
good.
so that way at least they both stay on top so that they can have more goal for them versus and then
They feel comfortable versus the other guys.
yeah,
Gotcha.
I think that's even though I have this may be a slight advantage on someone, but I cannot put that in.
You don't know who. Someone who speaks French, in the game,
Yes.
yeah, probably.
By the way, if Senegal make the mistake of playing Diatta, who was very poor against like Pulisic and Tillman, I guarantee you the other guy that you're talking about will have a field day against him. But let's Akwasi, France, Senegal.
Oh, well, sure. I'm gonna go with a 2-2 draw.
That's good. Iraq, Norway.
I'm gonna go Norway 3, Iraq 1.
Algeria, Argentina.
I'm gonna go Argentina 2, Algeria 0.
Oh wow!
And
both
for
of you-
bonus, I'm gonna go Austria destroying Jordan.
Oh well, we could discuss that the
Yeah.
next day.
True, because
Uh,
it is, yeah.
I'm actually with you on France Senegal. I see that as a high scoring game because I think both teams are not good defensively,
Mm.
but I think France's attack is just scary. So minimum they score is 2,
Mhm.
and then I'm just hoping Di decides to show up because he still hasn't showed up yet for me. He's been amazing at club level, but for Senegal he's really struggling. I'm hoping he shows up. I'm actually shocked you guys went low.
Oh,
I
boy.
think Norway and Iraq, that looks like a 5.
You're going 5?
Yeah, because those crosses to Haaland and Soloth, you have two 6'5" giants who are great in the air. I just think they're going to spam crosses. I'm putting 4-5 minimum. So 5-0. Argentina, Algeria. I think Algeria will score. But I think Argentina destroy them. I think it's probably 2 or 3-1.
Think of the Zidane family. Think of the Zidane.
That's why
I don't want
that's what
them
I'm
to be
thinking of.
destroyed. There's a good story. They have to go as far as they can.
Who, Algeria?
Yeah.
You think Algeria's gonna? You think that they're gonna go deep?
No, I'm not as of like the story that they've built throughout the whole tournament. I will
Oh,
hope
okay.
To at
They're
least
the feel
to
good.
see.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Or like all the stuff they've done outside.
Yeah,
the-
in
Yes.
Kansas and such. Yeah, it would be a great. Yeah, because you could you imagine, like, look at all they've done in community outreach. Also, they've been torn apart by Algeria, Argentinians. Just like,
Yeah,
oh,
but it's the
And
one
they're
team.
both camped in Kansas City area.
oh yeah,
But it's a one team Algeria that I like. I think if you're being beaten badly by Argentina, it's not really a bad thing.
no.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's a really good team that's beating you. It's not like crazy.
Mhm.
But hey, Argentina beat Netherlands at home, like at Netherlands home.
Mhm.
So I think Algeria are a good side, but I think it's too far to assume that they beat
You know what? Argentina
Argentina.
has a way of letting people beat them. So if
And-
Saudi
and-
Arabia
and
was
they're
able
a
to do
slow
it,
team. They actually are a slow team in
Mhm.
tournaments, so they could actually lose.
They are
it's not
beatable
shocking.
early for sure.
Yeah.
and
But
then
I think
Messi's
this
not
is-
sure to play too because he's been battling injury. That's why he came out of the last MLS game early. He took himself out, and he was day to day. So
But then you still have Nico Paz. You still have
Mhm.
you
Yeah,
have way too many good players, like up
You know.
top. You have Alvarez who's on form. Who,
Algeria got some
you-
good young kids though that
like
are
Alvarez
performing
level,
Huh?
like Julian Alvarez level.
Not that level, but
so
they
So no,
they might
like think about the people who just said Nico Paz is a young kid. He's young too.
yeah, like no.
Like Julian Alvarez isn't young, but 25, right? 24, 25.
Mm.
Great player. You have Lautaro Martinez still. You still have who'd play on the left wing?
You're not going to hear me say anything positive about Argentina, so you might.
No, I don't. I'm not. Listen, if this is Musa, if we were discussing geopolitics, that's a completely different story.
Oh no, I'm
You
even
just-
soccer.
Oh, you don't like their team?
No,
Oh, okay. I like their team.
nah.
I like their team. I don't like the players on the team. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, but yeah, yeah.
But I like their team. The team is
Yeah.
actually a very good team.
The character will.
The characters I don't like.
I put both together, and at that
Yeah.
point,
Oh, you put them together. That's fair. Like I
Yes.
think Martinez is a very good goalkeeper, but I don't like him.
yeah, that's kind of
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like I don't like him, but if I see him as a keeper, I'm like, oh, this is going to be hard for you to score.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah,
it's not going to be an easy game for you.
it's good.
Mhm.
I think maybe he got a little bit overrated due to that one
Due to
save.
the
That's
World
how
Cup. Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of
yeah.
people knows him. Which
Mhm.
even though us that have seen soccer before know his Arsenal days, but I think
Yeah.
that has put him so high up because of that one stop.
Mhm.
I think that's where I'm like,
But even if you're assessing him, he was always a good keeper.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, for the World Cup, you don't need a world-class keeper. You just need a competent keeper. And he is a competent keeper. Like,
he
for
was.
instance,
Yes, I like that part.
Senegal have had, I won't say had because he went to Saudi, so we don't know what his level is. But Mendy was a world-class keeper. And then disappeared. Disappeared into the Saudi league.
He got transferred because of all this the Saudi thing, and Chelsea didn't want to pay him what he was worth.
That's true. That's and valid point is. And by the way, Pedro, they won't get a penalty because Messi's in there. If Messi is there, pen. If Messi shows up, there's a pen, guaranteed. But because he won't be there, I think it'll be a little bit more cagey.
He'll start to warm up, and then next thing the ref will just point to the spot.
Panic. He'll panic. Oh crap!
Messi will just get up, be like, "Move in." Ref just.
By the way, can we be
Yeah.
something we haven't discussed, and so that I know it's late, but we haven't seen a lot of penalties. Have you noticed that? It's only been like one or two,
and they were the obvious ones.
Yeah, they were clear, like blatant pens. But we really have. I'm actually liking this because normally we would have. There's only one decision that I didn't like. It was in the USA game.
Yeah.
But to only have one bad decision in these many games, these refs have been a very excellent level. And normally World Cup refs are good. Let's be fair. They are usually good.
Well, they're usually the best of the best.
They're handpicked.
Yeah.
Well,
that doesn't stop anything. The other ones are usually handpicked too, and they still suck.
Yes.
Yes.
They went through a list, and you either really good or you're so good that they don't let you in for whatever reason. But that's
so Musa, we'll see you on whatever stream you're on. I'm gonna pull up. Mm-hmm. I'll come. I'll definitely.
I'll send you the link.
Oh yeah. Perfect.
And if things go south, maybe. But no, just kidding. No, we'll send it.
Stream just goes off. Mbappe scores in that first minute.
Don't start streaming. At least wait for 10 minutes.
Oh no!
You're going in raw and just going. Okay.
I'm giving you. I'm giving you the true essence of what stress looks like.
When Senegal attack, he's panicking. When France attacks, he's panicking.
Yeah, so this
it's like, oh crap.
I'll have
It's like two brothers, like your dad and your two sons are fighting. You don't know which one to support. It's just like, oh crap.
That's pretty much, yeah. So we'll see. But it's gonna be a fun one. The whole world will see, and they'll get to experience what the 2002.
And let's be honest, all the good games have actually played well. Like Morocco, Brazil was a good game. Japan, Netherlands was a good game. This game has to live up.
It better.
It has to. If it doesn't, and I'll be, because we haven't got that disappointing game yet. Like it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
And it's coming. One of these, it could be Argentina, Algeria, where it's like a boring 0-0.
I'm ready for Ghana and Panama to bring you all down.
No,
that's gonna be ready.
No, but no one expects anything.
We have no bar, and somehow it will be lower. I am ready to be the.
No, I think Panama have a good team.
Oh, no one's denying that.
Watch Panama beat you guys like how the US beat Paraguay.
If we got beat like Paraguay got beat, my goodness, you saw me die inside with the Wales game. I would just be like
you'd have to delete your channel because I'd be crying. You would have no chance against me.
If you watch me die, you better be on too.
Listen.
Oh yeah. He has to be. He's gonna be on.
Oh, I have no choice.
There's no. Let me tell you, if he's not on, Musa, I'll go live on my channel, and I'll drive to his house. You think I can get? I know where he lives. I can go to his house. I'll just
it's gonna be a mobile stream.
It'll be a vlog for 10 minutes.
You'll just see me running, just like no.
I was like, I didn't know he could run this fast. Oh yes, he can.
Whilst I'll have an iPad on one side playing the game whilst running, yelling the score. Oh, Panama scored
again.
Oh, I would pay to see. You guys will break the internet.
Everyone chasing a Ghanaian to tell him the results of him losing. The problem is his dad might actually mess me up because the dad, what the hell's going on? Why are you screaming, huh?
Oh boy.
Oh no, he'd welcome you and be like, "Oh, wonderful! More of his
Oh no, your
friends
dad,
are here."
your dad's the best. There's no way.
Yeah,
Yeah, he'd be like, where's Akwasi?
Well, so the funny thing is, like, there was the thought that we were all gonna go to like one of our uncle's houses and watch, and I was like, I can't do that. I have to be online. People want to see me either like be joyful or in pain, so we'll see what happens with that. But that's definitely gonna be. I am not looking like it could either go, as I said earlier, it's either Ghana's World Cup tournament starts or finishes on Wednesday. Okay, there's no ins, ends, or buts. It begins or it ends on Wednesday, and at least they get it done early, right? At least it's not a okay. Well, they play Panama last, and maybe they can do something. No, play Panama first, and now I know how much I need to invest into you. Right? Do I say, oh, well, you know what? We got the win, or we got a draw, or we lost, whatever it is, I know early. And then the next day, I go straight back to Canada, and then it's stress. You better be Qatar. You better be Qatar the next day. So I got.
I'm going to be honest. The way these games are going, there's definitely going to be upsets.
Oh,
and the way Qatar played, like I was thinking Canada versus Qatar's an easy game. Qatar played well against Switzerland. They actually did. And I was like, oh no, this is not a good sign. Like in terms of beating them, I expected Canada to beat them. There's a possibility we draw against them. There's a really big possibility that happens. It'd be perfect for Canada to end up drawing all 3 games.
That would be interesting.
That'd be funny, but yeah. All right, boys, I'm out.
Yeah, you head out for sure. I'll go run through some of these comments and we'll end up here. But yeah, Steph has Argentina 3-0 over Algeria. Cool. And France 3-1 over Senegal. Good for you there. And his comment is Iraq has a better defense than Tunisia. Everyone has a better defense than Tunisia, but they have a better goalkeeper as well. I would also argue that. So that's definitely a point to be made. And then after that, yeah, Portugal, DR Congo, hopefully will be a great match. It's a good point. I think DRC will look better against Portugal than they did against Jamaica, because in that matchup, Jamaica DRC was 2 teams who didn't want the ball. In this game, DRC get to be the defend and counter team that they're built to be, and we'll see if it works. We hope it works. Please work. Please work. Nicholas Jackson is the Cavallini of Senegal. That's listen, as the Senegalese, but beyond me will accept that. He will accept that because it's all he can have, right? Yes. Sure. And to the point, yes, the refs that they allow in the country. Oh, yeah. We read those tea leaves, right? Only competent keeping after the bailouts we've seen. Yep, true. And yes, I will drive. Look, I'm putting gas in my car tomorrow, right? I'm putting gas in my car tomorrow, and I'm making sure that if I don't see him online, I am driving. You're going to have mobile view of me. But again, guys, we have those games coming tomorrow. Technically 3, but 4 because the Austria-Jordan game begins at midnight. So we'll cover that game coming tomorrow, or today is on Wednesday. We'll talk about that game and the games that come through it. But again, you'll see us tomorrow. Senegal versus France at 3. We will be seated. We will be there. And we're going to enjoy it. But guys, thanks for joining us again. Again, every night on this channel, 9 p.m., we're going to be going live talking about the games that were, but then also talking about the games that will be. But then also, we'll try to get the African games in. We'll try to get the Canadian games in here and just enjoy the time. So guys, thanks again. If you haven't already, touch that like button, leave a comment later on, turn on notifications when you subscribe, and also subscribe to Mo Football TV because we're going to see all of us slowly die inside with these next few days. So you might as well tune in and know when the blank stare, just looking and saying,
Yes. Yeah, well, they get to hear multiple languages probably as
"Oh,
well.
don't worry. That my broken Quebec French is coming. Okay, on va parler en français demain. Ouais,
Wow,
on parle en
yeah.
français demain.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
J'ai pas l'accent, ça. Alors.
Oh, t'as pas l'accent? Okay.
No.
C'est pas si pire. C'est pas si pire. Okay. All right, so we'll wrap it up here, and we'll see you all tomorrow. And as always, we'll just end the stream.